This woman heard the words that no single mother wants to hear. But at the end of this story, she tells on herself and proves why you should say these words to a woman like this. Let's dig in. Before we get started, shout out to Anton Daniels. I saw a piece of this on his channel. He did a reaction to it, but there's actually several layers to this. And I went to her page to do some investigation. And again, you see the beginning of this. This is the first video of 4. It says, a message for anyone considering dating a single mother. Now, before we get into this, while I do not advocate to be a stepfather, I also made this mistake early in life. All right. And that's why I can say this with confidence. Being a stepdad is not for a young man, period. All right. Somebody that's in your late teens, early 20s, or even 30s, this is not the type of relationship for you. Now, some man that's maybe in his mid 40s or 50s, a man that's been through all the different types of relationships, had different types of women, maybe he's been married and divorced, he has children of his own possibly. This is something for an older man that understands the consequences and ramifications and the baggage that comes with dating a single mother. And maybe she has, children or teens, or maybe they're adults and they're gone and he doesn't have to deal with the full responsibility of that. This is a relationship for a man that's on that level, okay? He's been through all the different relationships, so he doesn't mind having a woman with children because she doesn't have little children. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is not a relationship period for a young man. And if it's an older man, maybe he can consider it. You understand? It would be more his speed, if you will. But definitely not for an older man. And with that being said, a message for anyone considering dating a single mother.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
What happened? Where did all the men go?
She's going to start off with a sad story of, well, you can probably guess what it is. And the story gets sadder and sadder. And at the end, well, you're going to see why this man probably decided to walk away from this type of situation, if you will, okay? This is on TikTok. I will leave a link to her page in the description box so that you can go to her page and give her a follow if you like what she's talking about, all right? Other than that, this is content that I'm reacting to, so I got to give my fair use clause for the content creator. So before we get into the reaction, fair use.
Tonight's post is going to be very raw, maybe the most raw that I've ever made. I am heartbroken tonight, and rather than just keep it inside, I feel like I should just let it out. So dating as a single mom is hard.
Dating as a single mother is hard. Well, you got that right.
Perfect.
You have obvious baggage, but see, the thing about being a single mother, and this is, been repeated ad nauseum, it's not just the children. It's the baggage of the man you was with rather. It's the baggage of going through childbirth. It's the baggage of having the stress of taking care of a child by yourself, emotionally, mentally, financially, all those kind of things. Even if you're getting child support, it's not enough to take care of this child by him or herself, or if you have multiple children, it's usually not enough. Even though they're going to rake the man over the coals, you still need more money than just that because you have to take care of yourself as well.
I need that money.
So, yeah, it's hard for you. We understand that. And we have to try to pick up the slack and fill in the gaps of all of that. Plus, be your therapist, your counselor, all these kind of things. Again, this is why it's hard for her to date, because the man has to pick up the baggage and has to pick up everything else. Oh, by the way, he has to try to love you and take care of you, have feelings for you at the same time, and try to get your own personal time in with this woman because she's going to be, most of her time is going to be taken with her children. We understand this, right?
It's really, really freaking hard. And I have been dating somebody that I have been on and off with for years, and this time I thought it was it, and they couldn't handle my child.
This time I thought it was it, but he couldn't handle my child. No, he
Nick,
could
you're
not.
stupid.
No, he could not handle your child. And we could only imagine why he couldn't handle your child. But Here's the thing. She's going to reveal why this man couldn't handle her child in the next video. So just stay tuned. There's a reason why this man said this to her. And it's a common problem with single mothers, especially with male children.
And so I said to this person, if you can't handle him, then we're wasting our time. And that was the last I've heard.
Man. Woo-wee. Yes, sir. She said, well, if you can't handle my child, then, what are we doing here, right? And she said she has not heard from him since. Man, let's give him another round of applause. Sir, whoever you are out there, if you ever see this video, you made the right decision, mister.
And I totally understand that, like, not everybody is capable of the same thing. And not everybody wants to be a parent. Not everybody wants to be a step-parent. But when you see a woman with children and you don't want to be part of that and you don't want to sacrifice, stay the hell away.
All right, that was a quick break. There's the second video. You see the title. I will choose my child over and over again.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Let's go.
So since I posted my last story, I don't even know what to call him. I hate to call him an ex because it doesn't feel that way, but whatever.
He is. Twice, actually.
Sent me a message and said, if you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. That you have a 6-year-old that runs the house.
Brothers, did you hear that? I want to rewind it one more time because maybe you missed it. Maybe you missed it. Let me go back a little bit. Let's hear that one more again, brothers.
The story, tell the whole story. That you have a 6-year-old that runs the house.
This is why he decided to leave and run for the hills. You have a 6-year-old that runs the house, aka you're the man of the house. Yep. You see, in lieu of a man being in the house that is taking care of the security and the provision and also being the emotional tampon for the female individual, the male child usually ends up taking that role, sometimes voluntarily, sometimes involuntarily or unknowingly due to, the fact that, he's the testosterone in the house. And so this young man is always looking out for the mother, is always making sure she's okay. He's looking around, make sure nobody's talking to her, nobody's trying to flirt with her. He's also looking out for her well-being. If she has emotional breakdowns or issues, he's there to take care of her and, let her know everything's going to be okay, even though he can't do anything about it really. But he feels the emotional turmoil in the house and he's doing his best to confront it and to help her deal with it. And so what happens is he becomes overprotective of his mother. Guess what? He feels he runs the house. And to a lesser degree, he does, because when things happen, he automatically steps in. He's doing what men naturally do, and that's try to fix things. Even at his age, that instinct kicks in. So he's trying to make things right in the house, even though he's 6, 8 years old. So guess what? The man that comes in the house can't deal with that. There can't be two kings. There can't be, two kings of the jungle. There can only be one, right? Just like Highlander, there can only be one. And so the man says, you know what? He's a kid. I'm not going to get in the way of that because I can't put him on his neck per se because that'd be child abuse, right? So you know what? I'm just going to leave and walk away. And guess what? The cycle repeats itself with the next man, and the next man, as the kid gets older, he gets more rambunctious, he gets more arrogant in the household, and the cycle repeats itself until she's alone until he's 18. And guess what? Now he's a son husband. Let's go. Let us continue with the video. If you've made it this far in the video and you're still here, thank you again for your viewership. And if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell that way you can be notified whenever I go live or drop new content. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, please do so by hitting the Cash App $ Mr. Normie. And you can also go to my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/workingmanmg. Also, I'm trying to build a community on Locals. So if you would, go please check out my Locals page and you can join for just $5 a month. You can post and we can build a community of like-minded working men over there. Thank you for your time. Now back to the video.
So, yes. So, yeah.
By the way, she doesn't deny this fact either, what I just said.
Maybe my 6-year-old does run the house. Maybe. That little boy has never had a father. He has ADHD.
Here we go.
OCD, anxiety, sensory disorder,
All this.
possibly ODD, maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, pausing, but you see all the nuggets in here, right? So he has ADHD, OCD, a whole bunch of different 3-letter freaking diagnoses, right? Or 3 or 4-letter diagnosis. I mean, come on. Does he take medication for any of this stuff? Has he actually been diagnosed for a therapist for all this stuff? Or did you self-diagnose him because, I mean, he just a rambunctious kid with no father and a lot of energy? Let's run that back.
Possibly ODD, maybe on the spectrum.
The spectrum, too?
I'm not really sure. Like, there's a lot of things going on. But I tell you what, there is never going to be a point in my life where I'm going to choose anyone over him.
And this is why she'll be perpetually single, because instead of controlling the child, which is the easiest thing to do, she's going to run the man off and tell him that you have to conform to my 6-year-old child.
Yep.
And then what happens? She'll be single and she'll blame all the guys for running off and not being strong enough to deal with her child, instead of telling the child, look, mommy is lonely. Mommy needs a man. You need a masculine presence in the house. And also, mommy needs her guts ran too. All right. So I need you to calm down. But she won't do that. And here we are.
And I will choose this little boy over and over again. And he has been the biggest blessing in my life. And if anyone cannot see that he is so worth it, then it's just too bad. Does anybody ever just like hold?
Okay. Now you saw the sympathy. Well, she's been doing sympathy play all the way through here, but now she's finished talking about how she's so depressed and she's been crying all day and she can't stop shedding tears. So let's listen to this.
It in so long, like your emotions, that you literally like get to the point where you just start crying and you can't stop, because that's like where I'm at. Like, I had so many times in May, like I had a really horrible month. A lot of really bad stuff happened that I don't even want to talk about. But like, so many people were like, I can't believe that you're being so calm and that you haven't even cried or anything.
No.
And then like yesterday, I just literally just broke. Like, it's like I can't stop crying. Like it's like little tears just keep coming out and it won't stop. Like, I went to sleep crying and I woke up crying and I really don't even know
like
what to do to make myself feel better at this point. Anybody else?
I don't know what to do to fix this at this point. I'm so tired of crying. I'm so tired of being lonely. I'm so tired. Why these men? Where have all the good men gone?
What happened? Where did all the men go?
I don't know. But why can I find a good one? I'm so sad. I can't stop crying the tears. Oh.
Like this.
Now I want you to read the title. This is the last video. Read the title. Don't go back to that relationship. It didn't work for a reason. Now, you might be asking why the title for this video, because the ex that she's referring to, I believe they had already been in a relationship prior to that. And then shout out to Accountable Commentary. She did the reach back. She tried to go back with this guy. And I'm pretty sure when she was with him the first time, she didn't have a child. And then she goes back to him a second time with a kid. He can't deal with it. And so now, essentially, she is a 2-time loser.
Nick, you're stupid.
I know.
This message is for anybody out there that's thinking about giving a relationship another chance. Don't do it. It didn't work for a reason. Like, I have never learned that lesson for some reason. I just want to try and try and try again. And there's a reason it didn't work.
Sure
it
is.
doesn't mean either of you are bad people. It just means it's not going to work. I spent 2 years healing. And just to put myself back in the same situation. So
She spent 2 years healing, aka therapy. She spent 2 years healing, doing the work, as they like to say. And then she goes only to go back into the same situation. Now, I assume she's talking about her relationship at this point, the guy that dumped her, that she hasn't heard from because he couldn't handle her kid, her 6-year-old that runs the house. And so she went back to the situation now with a kid, a 6-year-old kid in tow. And yeah. Now you're here, being looking to TikTok for therapy for this relationship or this breakup.
I'm laying here this morning feeling like shit, so that I cried all night. I've cried all morning. I have a headache 'cause I drank too much box wine last night.
Oh, the box
Trying to
wine.
numb the pain.
Yes, alcoholic. Let's go. I am too sometimes.
Don't do it. Don't be tempted. It's hard because it feels comfortable.
What feels comfortable? What's hard?
And you love them and they love you, but love isn't always enough. Just don't.
You don't say.
Please.
Love is not enough. Well, you hit the nail on the head there, lady. It's not enough. And you found that out the hard way, didn't you? Right? Again, like I said before, like other stories, the story is old as time. The single mother looking for love in all the wrong places. Right? And really, it's not that she's looking for love in the wrong places, that she just has too much going on to deal with the relationship. It's not situations happen. I get it. I don't know what your background is, but the fact of the matter is you have a 6-year-old child and you're trying to get to a relationship and you have an uphill battle, a very steep one at that. So I wish you the best of luck, lady. But in this case, you are probably doomed. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about this lady that's just took too many L's in the same situation, all right? Down in the comment section, and please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door. And remember, like this woman has found out today, reality checks are free. See you next time.